reflect the self clearly and come to discover the eternal Godhood.
Okay, so here you saw that he's calling them, Bhagwan is used a very strong word, very strong word. Krupana ko unhone wretched bola, but sometimes, it is not easily translated from Sanskrit to English, but that's why I gave that meaning. You are not using all your faculties and wasting your life. जब किसी बच्चे पे भी गुस्सा आता है ना हम लोग को then हम लोग एक तो गाली दे देते हैं गुस्से में then we feel bad. That's what literally he's doing. You're calling them like, hey, why are you wasting your life? That's what is happening.
But wretched is, I think, too strong. It's ignorant, right? More than.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Sometimes
it
uses this word to wake us up also. Okay, but
even if it's too strong, but we are still at that stage.
Yeah. So, he's just telling you, use your faculty. You have learned Bhagavad Gita now.
But wretched people do something deliberately, something bad. But here people are doing out of ignorance.
But you know what? Now that we know, is it that easy to do? After we know, like I'm watching this Mahabharata and Krishna Bhagwan is telling someone कि तुम लोग अधर्म जो करते हैं ना उनको भी धर्म जरूर दिखाई देता है.
Yes.
लेकिन वो करते they don't have the guts to follow it. कोई चोरी भी करता है उसको मालूम है ना चोरी है. कोई गलत काम करता है उसको 100% मालूम है उसको. Okay, but we drown out our good intellect and we don't want to listen to it. That's the problem. That's why it's called
That's
wretched.
the tendency of the mind. Mind always want to be the master. And then he will make so many excuses to convince you.
Yeah.
Your blood sugar is so low and you need to eat calories. You need to eat something right away. And it convinces you to eat sweets.
Justifying. So I think this one statement that I heard yesterday was a really good one. Mind makes a very poor master but very good servant. Means your lower mind है ना.
Yeah.
So it's very poor master because they always make wrong decisions.
Right.
तो जब कृष्ण भगवान बोलते हैं ना कि योग बुद्धि बोलो कर्म योग बोलो या people who are in higher, they think from some higher level always. Don't think from the lower level. If you're going to think from the lower level, you will sink down. So make your lower mind gulam of the upper mind, or upper mind the master. That's all he's saying. If that makes sense.
I want one clarification. Normally, with any of us, let's say, we give some donation. You're doing a good thing. Behind your mind, you're doing it, hey, I'll get fame for this, somebody will know. You've done a good job. So what it's saying here, yes, you can do good jobs, even wretched people can do good jobs. What it's talking about here is that even when you're doing a good job, if your motivation is not correct, it's not going to help your vasanas. It's not going to improve your outlook. That's what, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing any good things.
Yeah.
Miss, you're looking at the result, okay? Your result, what you're looking at is, hey, I'll get fame out of this.
That's what...
Okay. So, what it's saying is that is for your inner self, it's not going to clean it. It's still not going to take out your vasanas, it's going to increase it. So that's, just saying it's not
so you're saying it everything correctly, and there are different ways to approach this. So that's why I'm bringing different aspects to approach it. Basically, what he's saying is absolutely right, that this is for our own purification, and we have discussed कि जब कोई हम काम करते हैं outwardly उसका result शायद अच्छा नहीं आएगा. Either the project might fail or something, but if internally you have kept the samatvam, that samatvam is going to go with you in the next life, okay?
Yeah.
If your mind gets polluted with anger, frustration and all that, that is going to go with you, okay? And it's going to take a long time for it to get clean because you'll have to put effort in the next life. So I'm bringing the context that why they are saying, abhi khatam kar do usko, don't carry your baggage.
And the example that you gave, that if you are doing something, कि शायद मुझे इससे fame मिलेगा या कुछ मिलेगा, तो then that one factor is tying you down, will pulling you back,
Pulling you back.
where you cannot do as good a job as you would
No,
if
no,
you let
see,
everything go.
that's what I'm saying, it's different. You're giving the money, okay?
Yeah.
You're giving a donation, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
So you've done a good job, so
Right.
take credit for that.
Right.
But if you're thinking that your mind is getting purification or your vasanas are going to reduce by doing this good job, it's not going to happen. That's what it's a little different.
Yeah.
What you're saying, totally agree. I'm just saying.
I know
Yes.
he's just clarifying it further that there could be
Yeah.
certain jobs in the world that could be still good
Yeah.
and it might bring good result, but it's not going to help
For
you
others,
internally.
For others, it might bring good,
Yeah, that's
good
what he's
result,
saying. So
but
that's
for
okay.
you, it's not.
But this is
So-
a subjective journey we are learning.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying that this is one.
True,
is-
true.
We shouldn't take it totally that, hey, if I'm doing something with result in mind, nothing wrong with that, okay, I'm doing it. And you're achieving that object, good. What did it do to your inner self, or what purpose we are doing this thing? It's not achieving that, that's what.
Yeah, because we are studying this, right? We
Yeah.
are studying Bhagavad Gita, so unfortunately we have to focus on our
Right.
subjective journey.
Exactly right.
You know, you can bring 100 examples from outside, but that's not our purpose here.
Yeah.
Our purpose is the internal
Exactly
journey.
right,
So
yeah.
that's why we need to focus, we need to contemplate, and if possible, every action we do, think why I'm doing it. Am I doing it to get name, fame? I'm getting it out of, all the 5 things that I told you. Now we have something to go by, and this thing is not going to happen overnight. It is a slow process. Just begin now.
I met one family after a House of India fundraising dinner, and I appreciated them that, oh, very good, you donated 5,000. I just want to encourage and appreciate. I was really appreciating. And she said, we'll be gone and our children, grandchildren will be here and they will see our name on the board. They'll say, these are my dada, dadi. So that's the motivation. When that's the motivation, that's what Bhagwan Krishna is saying.
No, the problem is okay. That may be okay. That's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Yeah.
How can you're still doing it for the same reasons. That's the Shilji said. You're doing it for the benefit of and there's ego involved, that your children should appreciate
that's
you.
what he's saying, that when the fame is the motto behind it, then you are not going to...
No, wait. First, why they did it, that is their internal journey. But you do, because it's going to come late in the next one also. Suppose if somebody is right here, it's okay to go there, what he's saying. It's कोई बोलता है करो ही नहीं मैं हे करो फेम के लिए करो बिल्कुल करो लेकिन अगर तुमको सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन चाहिए तब वो दूसरी चीजें आती है so if somebody is totally tamasic, it's absolutely okay to be rajasic.
Yes.
But if you want self realization, you will have to go to sattvic. So that means the first thing, that's why I always say, don't judge anybody, because you don't know their journey, why they are doing, and if they are motivating their grandchildren, it's a great reason.
No. I was just explaining this point here.
Yeah, but
that,
here
you know,
is
the dan is dan. It's a good cause, but when it's associated with fame or something, then the quality
but
of
in this case,
down.
it's not. If really think what he said, it's not even for fame. They are doing it because they want to motivate their next generation. See, there could be thin line, and we are not the judge.
Okay.
We are not the judge. We should not be.
I didn't see from that angle.
Yeah, exactly. They are doing it because, hey, I want to motivate.
Yeah.
Don't be just stingy, and if you have something, share it with the world. There कर्मों की गति भगवान ने बोला सभी नहीं जान सकते.
Yeah.
बड़े पंडित भी नहीं जान सकते. तो we should not be analyzing it. What we need to do is.
It was good that I analyzed from my angle and you analyzed from your angle, and I couldn't see that point, that it's not for fame, it's to motivate the next generation. So that's a good point there.
Okay. So any other question on this, or should we move forward? Okay. So it says.
I would like to add is, if you want to solve any problem, you should choose your master correctly. Like Arjun and Duryodhan both were brothers, but Arjun chose Bhagwan, and he chose
And even that will come in chapter 6, that who is the right teacher. True. And right teacher is, Bhagwan also tells the qualification of the right teacher. He tells the qualification of right student. Bhagavad Gita इसीलिए तो इतनी famous है because उसमें सारे aspects आ गए हैं. as if we are patient, we are going to learn exactly what it is. You know? Okay. Buddhi yukto jahatiha.
Buddhi yukto jahatiha.
Ube sukruta dushkrute.
Ube sukruta dushkrute.
Tasmad yogaya yujjasva.
Tasmad yogaya yujjasva.
Yoga karma sukaushalam.
Yoga karma sukaushalam.
Buddhi yukto, endowed with wisdom. Which wisdom? Now you know. Yoga buddhi wala. Karma yoga wala wisdom he's talking about. Jahati, cast off. Iha, in this life. Ubhe, both. Sukruta dushkrute, good and evil deeds. So he's telling you that by doing this, you will rise above it. And we'll understand why he says that. Tasmat, therefore, yogaya, to yoga, devote yourself. Means make effort towards that, to become a karma yogi. Yoga is yoga, karmasu, in action, kaushalam, skill. And this yoga, karmasu, kaushalam is used a lot. These are two famous. In fact, if you go online, there are so many people who have commented just on that. You know, yoga, karmasu, kaushalam, because previous mein tha samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga is evenness of mind. Here is saying yoga is dexterity in action or excellence in action. So you know, how do I get excellent in action? By doing those 5 things. Your job will become excellent. And the famous thing is, Shabri was doing jhadu. Uska wo jhadu famous ho gaya bol. You know, everybody talks about that, you know. So any job you do, doesn't matter. If you do with those 5, it will become excellent.
That Kasai, the butcher, jo Kasna Kasai.
हाँ जो मतलब he's doing his job is such a great, and I think it was our prime minister who was telling this story that he saw one little boy, not little boy, like a teenager maybe, who had a polio, and he was going in the train trying to do shoe polish. He was not begging. He was telling shoe polish करके पैसे कमा रहा था. And then he started talking to him, and he found out he was from kind of good family, but कुछ problem हो गया financial. So he said he wanted to just earn some money. So he's saying and it used to be like only 20-30 paisa in those days to polish the shoe. So he would whoever wanted to give him the job to polish the shoe. So he would sit down, and before he would polish the shoes, he would take out a newspaper and give it to that person to read. You know, so he's saying that's called dexterity in action. You know, like doing your job so well, and the people were so happy. You know, आराम से paper पढ़ रहे, उसने जूता साफ कर दिया, and he said he used to do.
I just read one thing today that this barber opened the shop, and he made a library there, and the person who will read the book, he will give 30% off in cutting the hair to him.
That's good.
So people
Yeah,
do things, and
right.
which are extraordinary things.
So he's thinking about how do I make the person happier, and that's dexterity in action. But if you have this kind of mindset, automatically the good ideas will come into your head. So putting energy, endowed with wisdom.
And
This is
down
my
with
most
the-
favorite chapter. I love it.
Because
I'm trying to understand how this whole thing works,
Okay, so he started, just to give you an idea, he's only touched upon it right now. Chapter 3 and 4 and 5 are in detail of Karma Yoga.
You used one thing which I still have question. What is lower mind and upper mind?
मैंने बताया ना, लोअर माइंड इज जो हम लोग इमोशंस और जो डेटा कलेक्शन एंड लाइक्स एंड डिसलाइक्स में रहते हैं, उसको लोअर माइंड बोलते हैं. हायर माइंड इज जब डिसीजन हमारी बुद्धि लेती है डिसीजन. हमारी बुद्धि तभी बोलते हैं ना कि आदमी बड़ा इंटेलिजेंट है.
Like
What does
मन
that
and
mean?
बुद्धि.
वो तो बुद्धि होगी ना. माइंड तो माइंड ही है.
नहीं
नहीं, माइंड एंड मन इज सेम, एंड
Okay,
उसके
here,
ऊपर इंटेलेक्ट हो गया. बुद्धि और इंटेलेक्ट.
See, समझो माइंड है.
सेम हिंदी वर्ड्स और इंग्लिश वर्ड्स, देन यू विल गेट इट.
समझो ये माइंड है, अंतःकरण बोलते हैं उसको. इट्स नॉट रियली अ शेप. माइंड इज जस्ट फ्लो ऑफ थॉट्स. सो माइंड इज लाइक यू कैन नॉट हैव अ बॉक्स थिंक कि उसमें माइंड भरा हुआ है. नो, इट्स अ फ्लो ऑफ थॉट. उसमें डिफरेंट थॉट्स चल रहे हैं, राइट? जो लोअर माइंड बोलते हैं ना, दोज थॉट्स आर जस्ट लाइक्स डिसलाइक, मुझे ये पसंद है, मुझे वो पसंद नहीं है, डेटा कलेक्शन, ऑल दैट इज लोअर. फिर एक अपर माइंड होता है जो कहता है कि फ्रॉम हमारी मेमोरी से आता है वो, कि मेरे को मेरे संस्कारों से आता है, ये काम गलत है, ये काम सही है.
और वो तो बुद्धि कर रही है.
तो वही तो मैं बोल रही हूँ, माइंड, व्हेन यू से माइंड, it can be used two different ways. Mind can be the whole thing. See, one thing you have to learn, all of you, in Vedanta, context is very important. So at one point, mind can be total. So, and the other point, it can be 4 different parts.
Yeah, I think she's continuing with the mind single and the mind total, which has 4 aspects.
I know, but sometimes the total mind is also used as mind only.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
That's why I'm trying to tell you. This is, so इसके
Mind
4
has
भाग
4
बताएं.
aspects.
Yeah. Mind, intellect, memory, and ego. This makes the whole mind.
That is also called mind.
Oh, that is also called mind.
Yes.
Antakaran. But since the problem is,
मन बुद्धि चित्त अहंकार.
Antakaran का मतलब, you know a little bit Sanskrit, right?
तो फिर मन, हाँ, अंतःकरण.
क्या समझो, क्या, what does it mean?
अंतःकरण beyond all these.
No. बाह्यकरण किसको बोलते हैं? बॉडी को बाह्यकरण बोलते हैं, बिकॉज हम देख सकते हैं.
Okay.
अंतकरण मीन्स अंदर वाला इंस्ट्रूमेंट. दैट्स द
तो अब
ट्रांसलेशन.
अंतःकरण की जब बात आ जाती है,
उसमें ये 4 आते हैं.
तो उसमें ये 4 तो आ गए, ये तो आई एम क्लियर अबाउट दैट.
तो व्हाट इज योर
पर फिर
कंफ्यूजन?
माइंड में we are saying lower mind and upper mind, then we are confusing with these.
No,
4
we are not
aspects.
confusing. This is मैंने बताया ना, when you say lower mind, okay, let's call this lower mind, and this is upper mind. Don't even worry about this right now. Upper mind. Now can you distinguish lower mind और upper mind में? एक में likes dislikes है और एक में decision making capacity
But
है.
that's intellect then. Then why we call it upper mind? This is confusing.
It's just a way of expressing. You can call whatever you want.
It's like a synonym. Upper mind or intellectual, you can call it.
It's a classification
okay, so
given.
upper mind and intellect is same thing. Okay.
Upper mind and intellect is same. You know, you don't like books, unfortunately, because there is a book called Self-Unfoldment, and there is a chapter on mind. But Swamiji has explained so well. If you want, I can make copies. You have to do little sacrifice of your likes and dislikes.
I listen to Sadhguru and I like to listen.
No, but if you have a question, how it's going to get clear if you don't, follow these things? Otherwise, the question will always remain. Sadhguru may not talk about that. Because you have a question, I'm suggesting that, okay? So, okay, shall we go forward? Where was I? I don't know now.
We are endowed with the wisdom of evenness of mind, one cast off in this life both good deeds and evil deeds. Therefore, devote thyself to yoga. Skill in action is yoga. So, skill in action is yoga is basically also saying, do the very best that you can.
Absolutely, because this is what the problem can happen, okay? Problem can happen, मुझे evenness of mind मिल गया.
Yeah.
Okay? अब मुझे क्या ज़रूरत है कुछ करने की? He's saying, no. Go there and somebody used to say, work like a horse.
Yeah.
But you will not be stressed. तुमने देखा कोई आदमी लोग इतना काम करते हैं हमसे 4 गुना ज़्यादा फिर भी स्ट्रेस नहीं होते हैं और कोई इतना सा करके स्ट्रेस हो जाते हैं.
I'm one of them.
What?
मैं बहुत काम करती हूँ और हमेशा खुश रहती हूँ.
So that's good. So all you have to do is clear all these doubts in your head now. Then you're done. Okay?
And take the result as a prasad, whatever it is.
Yeah, and that comes with this. Once you have become योग बुद्धि में तुम establish हो गए ना, फिर वो तुम्हारा स्वभाव बन जाएगा.
Yeah.
शुरू में हमको effort करना पड़ता है.
बिल्कुल.
फिर बाद में हमको effort नहीं करना पड़ेगा. सहज हो जाएगा वो.
One who has an evenness of temper accomplished by this perfect withdrawal from the realms of sentiments and emotions, and who is established in his resolute intellect, gets himself transported from the arena of both the good and the bad, merit and demerit.
So here this may be a little bit confusing for people because most of the time, all the efforts, most of the religion is trying to teach you to become good, right?
Yeah.
कि भाई और वो प्रलोभन देंगे कि भाई you will go to heaven, जन्नत में स्थान मिलेगा और क्या बोलते हैं जो भी है वो एक हो गया. अपन भी करते हैं, जो यज्ञ याग वगैरह करते हैं, वो भाई धन धान्य मिले, सब कुछ मिले, ये वो. But what Krishna Bhagwan is saying in the this Vedantic concept, that's still supposed to be lower only.
Yeah.
Because, okay, if you are bad, by all means become good. Then you do things to a good. But that's not your ultimate goal. That's not going to take you to self-realization. And the example given is, the best example given is, किसी को जेल में डाला तुमने, ठीक है? अब वो आदमी जेल में बैठा है and he started doing अच्छा, मतलब पहले वो बहुत नालायक आदमी था तो उसको जेल में डाल दिया. Now all of a sudden he has become a good person. You know, he's not troubling anybody and all. So then उसको extra privilege दिया जाता है. उसको एक अच्छा रूम देंगे, वे तो टीवी देख सकता है, तू पढ़ सकता है, ये हो सकता है. फिर है तो अभी भी जेल में ना वो. अगर बेस्ट है कि कोई उसको जेल खोल के बोले बाहर निकल, then he has got something. So he's saying that पाप, अगर पुण्य में भी आदमी बंध जाता है, ओके, पुण्य को भी भोगने के लिए तुम इसी में रहते, इसी संसार में, तो अगर तुमको कोई स्वर्ग भी भेज देगा ना, वहाँ पर भी थोड़े दिनों का वेकेशन करके फिर तुमको नंबर 1 आना पड़ेगा. और वहाँ पर हम लोग को सबने वो पौराणिक कहानियाँ देखी है, उनमें जेलसी वेलसी सब कुछ है. इंद्र में he's always insecure, he's always want to go after other women, this, that, he does all the hangama. So he's saying that the best thing is to rise above both. So from papa you move to punya, and then you have to transcend that also. That's what he's talking about. And that transcendation happens with yoga buddhi. If you're continuously working in yoga buddhi, तो वो तुम नई नई वासना नहीं लोगे, क्लीन होता जाएगा, एंड फिर वो क्लेनलीनेस में तुम भगवान से जुड़ोगे, एंड देन अल्टीमेटली यू विल टेक दैट लीप एंड देन यू विल ट्रांसेंड. सो ही उसको इतना ग्लोरीफाई किया ना इस कर्म योगा को कि उस दिस कैन बी, दिस इज नॉट ओनली अ पाथ, इट विल टेक यू टू योर गोल. दैट्स व्हाट ही इज सेइंग. आई होप दैट क्लैरिफाइज.
मतलब वेदांता द अल्टीमेट इज मुक्ति. सो एज अ शॉर्टकट वी आर लुकिंग एट दैट. में मुक्ति मेरा वो है. ये सब ऐसे कैसे जाते हैं, रास्ता ये है.
मतलब रास्ता
these five things that you've told us just now, that is so easy to think of, you know.
Yeah, that's why I think that
देख ली, सोचा.
Every time, every action में वो पांचों चीजें है, तो you are on the way. And then everybody has to critically look at themselves. Nobody else can tell them whether you are on yogast or not. You know, it's a very personal journey. But this good and bad ka, because you know, you have heard of vairagya also word, right? People get totally confused with the word. Is actually when you rise above likes and dislike both, then it is vairagya. Okay? You cannot say I want just goody stuff in my life. You know, no. You have to give up both, attachment to both. You know, so that's what it is. Dukh और सुख.
बुद्धि, अच्छा हो, गलत हो, खराब हो, सब में सेम.
Yeah, mean transcending it, meaning दोनों से मुक्ति. तो जब भी हम लोग यज्ञ वगैरह करते हैं ना, तो अधिकतर लोग ऐसे ही बोलेंगे ना कि तुम्हारी सारी इच्छाएं पूरी हो and all that. That's not what he's talking about. इच्छाओं से ऊपर उठो. That's what he's talking about. Okay.
The concept of good and bad is essentially of the mind, and the reactions of merit and demerit are left on the mental composition in the form of vasanas and sanskaras. He who is not identifying with the stormy sea of the mind will not be thrown up or sunk down in the ruts of vasanas. This idea is explained here by the term buddhi yukta.
Buddhi yukta. So Swami ji is explaining from the vasana points of view. अगर तुम वासना से ऊपर उठ गए, तो अपने मेंटल लोअर मेंटल जोन से ऊपर गया, लाइक यू सेड, तो अपने आप ही उसमें चले गए ना, राइज अबाउट.
This buddhi yukta, what does that mean?
युक्त मीन्स उसमें absorbed.
You do everything using your brain.
Oh, I see.
Higher intellect.
You are totally into buddhi karma. So.
Yeah, I think that's why I like that other Swamiji who explain yoga buddhi and sankhya buddhi.
Yeah.
Sankhya buddhi goal hai, yoga buddhi karma yoga buddhi. So because then it's easier for us to remember, and like you said, those 5 things if you do, though becomes a yoga buddhi. You become yoga yukt.
Right.
You become yogast. All that word is connected to
Right.
those
What
5.
happens that the anything which we do repetitively, it's easy for the mind to do it. Then we stop thinking about what is wrong and what is right. And it becomes a habit, and then we don't know. We are not using our buddhi anymore. We are just doing it. And we forget about it, like, okay, Ram 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 kar rahi hu main, but behind this I'm thinking something else, ki aaj main kya karungi, aaj main wo karungi. And my buddhi is not working there. I'm just go in the flow. So that's not right. It says the mind is working there, but whatever action we do, it should be done with using our buddhi. So बुद्धि पे emphasis है, मन पे नहीं है.
बिल्कुल.
और ये जो हम कितने लोग हम ये सोचते हैं कि अभी तो भगवान का नाम बाद में लेंगे, अभी तो बहुत सारे काम पड़े हैं, पर तब तक वो मन इतना वो हो जाता है हावी तुम्हारे ऊपर कि बुद्धि कम काम करती है, मन ज्यादा काम करता है, and then you become in that habit.
But that, I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but now that you brought it up, Krishna Bhagwan has made it so easy, because in 9th chapter, he says everything that you do every day, make it a puja.
Yeah.
Do it. So then you don't even have to do anything separate. Because कोई बोलेगा मेरे पास टाइम नहीं. पहले तो उन्होंने बोला कि अगर मेरे को कुछ ऑफर करना है ना, you can offer me a leaf, पत्रम पुष्पम फलम तोयम. 4 things he says. एक लीफ दे दिया, वो भी नहीं है, चलो फूल दे दिया, वो भी नहीं है, पानी एंड में दे दो, और फल or something, Then next verse he says, everything that you eat, everything that you do, everything that you do dhanam, do it for me, offer it to me. And then the idea is that if you want to offer something to Bhagwan, you're not going to offer anything bad anyway. You will not do anything bad. हम लोग ऐसे होते हैं ना, हाय मेरा गुरु क्या सोचेगा, या my father will think, we always, if you have a higher altar, you will not do wrong things.
Yeah, this is so powerful. Whatever you eat, if you first offer it to God, you will never eat anything bad.
Exactly. तब diabetes वगैरह का वो सब होएगा ही नहीं.
Not only that, you cannot toast a drink to God.
No, but also even he's saying that you're. नहीं सुनो. थोड़ा सा I want to change that. Don't think of offering outside, because Bhagavad Gita is a subjective journey.
Yeah.
God is inside you.
Yeah.
This is a temple of God that you have. Then you will not do wrong thing.
Yeah.
बाहर वाले को मूर्ति को तो फेंको, लड्डू और ये. That's not what he's talking about. When he talks about God, do not misunderstand the murti. Okay? God, first understand what God is. If God is your own incessant nature, then what you're feeding is like you're doing havan in your own body.
Right. So when you're sitting down for dinner or something, and you are offering the food to God, that is, you're not offering it in a temple or anywhere. You're offering it.
True.
So in modern world, they say mindful activity. I attended one walk, and they say mindful walk.
Yeah.
So like whatever you are doing, you are not just doing for doing. You are.
What is mindfulness according to this Bhagavad Gita? Now tell me. We just studied.
Yes. According to this, mindfulness is that you are doing it with no attachment to results, and you are very conscious about it.
True. So neither you are thinking,
living in the moment.
not thinking of the past, mistakes, this, that, and not imagining the future. Remember we did that?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the same thing, mindfulness.
One example I can give about this is when a person is put into jail. So he has to do his full term if he's behaving rebelliously or he's not obeying the laws. But one who obeys and has good behavior, pleases the jailer, then he's liberated. The same way we are also in this world. If we do our work to please God, then what is yoga? Yoga is union with the spirit. So everything we are offering towards God, then we will not be miserable. We will be liberated soon. So
Yeah,
that's what we are doing.
you can look at it that way. That's perfect too. Okay.
The idea is explained here by the term buddhi yukta, the one whose actions are guided by the clear vision of his higher and diviner goal. The Gita throughout this section is sincere.
Where am I? I'm not in the right place. Where am I?
311.
So I just finished here.
Goal.
Second paragraph.
Yours ends with Buddhi Yukta. That's where it's ending.
What is the next paragraph you're starting is
The
with God?
Gita throughout this section.
Okay, yeah, I got it, sorry.
The Geeta, throughout this section, is sincerely calling upon man not to live on the outskirts of his personality, which are constituted of the worlds of sense objects, the physical body and the mind, but to enter into the realm of the intellect and from there to assert his natural manliness. Man is the supreme creature in the kingdom of the living because of the rational capacities of his discriminative intellect. As long as man does not utilize his special equipment within him, he cannot claim his heritage as man.
So now the कितने simple words में उन्होंने बोल दिया कि we already know that among all the living things, humans are the only given the higher intellect, and we don't need to go by our impulses. We have to go by rational, our higher intellect. That's the only extra thing we have from the other animals.
So you are not given the intellect, you have the capacity